everyone, and welcome to today's video. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot, and this is my YouTube channel. A massive welcome back to those who are returning. I just realized you can't see the little mushroom guy, so let me zoom out a little bit. There he is. He's kind of out of the scope, so I might bring him closer and we'll zoom you back in now. So welcome everybody to today's pick a group reading. As you can see, I've got 3 groups in front of me. Before I introduce the groups and the objects associated with them, I just want to explain a little bit more about today's reading. So in this reading, we're asking about your love life. It's become obvious to me that Yoda, no. It's become obvious to me that I haven't actually done a love life reading in a long time. So I thought, let's get back into it. Now, if you've been a part of the groups previously, you know the drill. If the dog makes too much noise, he gets kicked out. And he's already starting to make too much noise. So don't worry about it. It's not going to continue. But also, please be mindful of the fact that I do have a dog. Like, I'm not a heartless person. I'm not just going to punish him for being in his nature. Anyway, let us keep going. I'll tell you a little bit more about today's reading. So we're asking Spirit, how is your love life transforming? And so the goal of this reading is to make sure that we are focusing on the shifts, the energetic changes, and the material changes. Because I know that in the past, when we've done readings like this, there's a clear separation between what we believe is changing and it being very underlying and subconscious versus like the major external changes. So I'm going to cover both of them. If it's an underlying change, we're going to cover the external change as well. So I'm hoping to get advice along the way and as much information as we can. However, there will be an extended reading as well for each of the groups, which will go in further depth. And that's where a lot of clarity can come out as well. So I might actually move our little mushroom over there. Without further ado, let's get into it. These are the 3 groups that you have to choose from today. Starting from the left over here, we have group 1 with the fairy wing earrings over here. And group 1 also has the Orion's Animal Tarot. I just used this in my last reading, but I wanted to use this deck again because it goes with these wings. So it's a different group and a different object and a completely different reading. So if you feel drawn towards this card, these earrings, or the energy that you are seeing here, then you'll be a part of group 1's reading. And then second, we have group 2 over here. So group 2 has the Vanessa Samina Pastel Journey Tarot deck, as well as these pink mushroom earrings. And there's some details at the bottom if that's helpful. The very cute little mushroom earrings. And this is the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina. So if you're feeling drawn towards these earrings or this deck, you'll be a part of group 2's reading. And then last we have group 3 over here. And group 3, you have the Incromancy Tarot deck as well as these faux crystal mushroom earrings. I love these earrings. They're my favorite at the moment. To be fair, I wear all of these earrings though. I don't just keep them lying around. They are all used. But if you feel drawn towards this object, these earrings, or this card, then you'll be a part of group 3's reading. If you need more time to have a look at the groups, pause the video now. Otherwise, if you need more intuitive assistance, there will be a 1-minute meditation playing after this clip. It's a pre-recorded meditation aimed at connecting you with your intuition so that you can intuitively select a group you feel most drawn to. When you know which of these 3 groups you do feel most drawn to, click on the timestamp in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi my group ones, and welcome to your reading. If you chose these cute little earrings and this Orion's Animal Tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome. I might put your earrings somewhere out of the way. We could even put them over this crystal here, if they'll stay up. Come on, slippery one. There we go. This one's not really showing itself much. There we go. Cute. You can kind of see it, you can kind of not. Let's zoom out a little bit. So my group ones, welcome. So lovely to have you here. I'm going to just tune straight into your energy. And because we're doing an extended energy, I've got to conserve myself a little bit. So I'm not going to go pretend that I'm an extroverted person. Let's get into it, group one. We're asking Spirit, how is your love life transforming? Now, I know that we have a tarot deck in front of us, but I actually want to start with some oracle cards, and you'll have to bear with me for a second. I've just gotten an eyelash in my eye, you're not going to believe. Oh my gosh, it had all the time in the world to come out this morning, and the moment I sit down to film, it decides to manifest itself physically. Anyway, let's put your tarot deck to the side. I'm going to start with one of my favorite oracle decks. This is the Celestial Bodies oracle deck. I got my deck from Tarot Stack, and I do have a link to Tarot Stack in the description box. Let's get into it. For my group ones, please, Spirit, tune me into their energy. Spirit is also reminding us, group one, that now would be a good time to get something to write with or something to write on, something to take notes with, basically, and a hydration source. I don't know how long this reading is going to be. I usually aim for around 30 minutes, so let's see how we go. How is group one's love life transforming, Spirit? Okay, we have the number 4 coming out. How is group one's love life transforming? We also have the number 5. How is group one's love life transforming? Spirit, how is group one's love life transforming? And we have Cancer coming out. Okay. At the back of the deck, we have this moon energy. All right. So you definitely have a primary love interest. I'm feeling that straight off the cuff, my group ones. First and foremost, the message that's coming through strongly is that your love life is transforming to allow for more meaningful connection. And this could apply to an already established connection, or this could be someone very new. But the goal here is to bring more depth, more meaning. There is a strong feeling here of addressing fears for some of you and creating more emotional intimacy. I believe that the goal here is to feel more stability, more connection, and ultimately to just feel a bit more secure in a relationship. It does look like for some of you, you're coming out of a period of feeling insecure or feeling as though there were some changes happening in your life that has impacted your love life or a partnership in general. For a lot of you, I'm not getting a strong focus on there was a partnership, so I feel like you're building yourself into a partnership, group one. Take that if it resonates though, because the main message here is we've experienced some changes, some upsets and some shifts, and we spent time working on those changes and feeding energy into those things that felt like they were hindering the amount of energy we could contribute into our love life. Now that those issues are no longer issues, and now that we have better control over our trajectory of change, we are wanting more stability, more connection. And it does feel like some of you are just hitting a period in which you're recognizing that you're ready to take the next step, and you're ready to kind of make sure that you have a sense of security in your love life. Now, with this Cancer energy and the Moon energy, to be fair, this is an energy that really calls for nurturing. And Cancer specifically is calling for nurturing in a way where you're creating a sense of a family with a loved one. It's a very devoted, nurturing energy of almost being able to show your true sort of love languages to the person that you're interested. And you're doing that because you're wanting that in return. With this Moon energy here, I do feel like there could be certain fears, there could be certain subconscious, intrusive thoughts, or there could even be some things from your past that may resurface during this period, because as we reach this level of intimacy, we also explore a level of vulnerability. And that vulnerability really seems to be cultivating certain fears and pushing them to the surface. It's not a bad thing. I would argue that it's completely natural, my group ones. This Moon energy is coming across as very feminine. And so I think that confronting your fears, addressing your fears, naming your fears is the best thing that you can do. Because first of all, no one is without fear. Like, everyone who looks fearless has just learned how to control their fears and how to gain control over their fears. So I do believe that with this Moon energy, the whole shift is about really going with your feelings, going with the flow of what your feelings are telling you matters and is important, and allowing those feelings to help shift your energy in general. Is there anything else they need to know from the Oracle card, Spirit? There is a very strong person's presence here, so I'm going to ask Spirit who your primary love interest is. We might get more Oracle cards for that for now, actually. For group 1, who is their primary love interest? Who is their primary love interest? Okay, we have the 10th house. All right, so I do see commitment. I feel like some of you are already in a commitment, or you know this person through a commitment that you've made to yourself. That could be a workplace commitment, that could be a health commitment, another sort of commitment that you've signed up for. Maybe, you know, every Saturday you take your nieces and nephews to the park and you've committed yourself to that. You know this person through a commitment. We also have Jupiter. So they are not your usual type, but they still have marriage material. If they're a masculine energy, they come across as somebody who you wouldn't have primarily considered as a spouse, but they are showing themselves as worthy because they have differences that help contribute to, like, complement your qualities, if that makes sense. Could be a different background here. They could also come from a different sort of religion as well. That could be the separation here if religion is important to you. But I am seeing, if they're a woman, that they are probably somebody who you didn't necessarily go out to find. You guys just kind of, I feel like this person is very attractive, but I think that the attraction is that right place, right time, if that makes sense. And I do think that with Jupiter here, there is a huge difference in background, and this opens up a whole other can of worms of potential and possibility. I think that this is a kind of person who could really shift your experiences and also your awareness of life and what life has to offer, if that makes sense. I do see Jupiter as this expansive energy, and I think that it's happening culturally, religiously, but ultimately it's about really showing you what you didn't know you needed in terms of qualities that complement you. Is there anything else that you can tell them about who their primary love interest is? Group 1, who is their primary love interest, please, Spirit? Okay, something flipped there. We actually got 2 cards. I will take them. At the back of the house is the 7th house. So I'm seeing more signs of a commitment, you guys, a partnership, a meaningful relationship. So that tells me that this isn't a hit it and quit it type of person. I'm just turning the aircon on for a second because it's very, very hot. They are not a hit it and quit it person. This is someone who's looking for partnership. This is somebody who is marriage material. It doesn't mean that you have to get married, but they are looking for something more serious. The other thing I need to tell you is that with this 7th house energy, they are looking for someone that balances them out, that can contribute in a partnership. So this is somebody who is looking for partnership. They're not looking for a competitive relationship. They don't want to feel like you two have to compete. They just want someone who is there as a partner. Now, let's have a look at these cards. We have air, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we also have 3. Let's move those up a little bit. Move that over. Are we all in frame? Kind of. There, that's probably a bit better. Let me have a quick sip of my coffee. I'm going to rattle off some zodiac signs. They could be helpful, but we're really looking at the qualities of those zodiac signs. So air signs, very prominent, specifically Libra, but we are seeing an influence of Gemini, of some Aquarius. I'm also seeing Sagittarius and Pisces, and we do have Capricorn. So I do feel with this 3 energy, I'm getting a slight hint of Virgo as well. But the Virgo side is more about how they seem to be. So I feel like this person is ambitious but unsettled. Can I say that? Like they may at times bite off more than they can chew. This is somebody who kind of sets their sights high and then they just try to figure it out when they get there. They like making plans, but it's the follow through that they seem to struggle with. This is somebody who's very chatty. They love talking, they love laughing, they love meeting new people, even if they are more introverted by nature. Under the right circumstances, this person is a talker because they are a thinker. They are somebody that likes to be curious. They probably have a lot of interests or a lot of hobbies. They are probably someone who is quite unique in that they have their own opinions. They don't really follow the crowd, but they do like to keep the peace. So they are probably the person who is keeping the peace within their social circle, within their family. They're a balanced individual. They do at times have strong opinions. It comes with their airy placements. They have a certain belief system that I think serves them well, but it doesn't cast judgment onto others. I feel like this person tries to maintain a balanced and fair judgment of others. I do believe that this person takes their commitment seriously. They are a serious person when it comes to their career, when it comes to their family, or whatever other commitments they prioritize, but family and career are coming through strongly, especially if they have kids. But for a lot of you, I'm seeing it's not about children, it's just about the fact that this person values those things in their life, their family and their career. I do believe that this person could be quite wealthy, but it feels like with Jupiter here, they weren't born into it. They probably acquired it in their lifetime. They're like first generation wealthy, or they've just come into money in their lifetime. I would argue with Jupiter reverse that this person could be someone who's had some bad luck in the past. They could feel like they've had to work very, very hard for what they have. And they could feel like at times the universe is just really testing them. Outside of that, I can see that this person is a very friendly person. They are easy to get along with, very easygoing. I do think that they internalize a lot of what they're actually thinking. So those who know them really well probably get a better understanding of this person's judgments onto others, because this person just tries to kind of maintain the peace. I'm not wanting to go as far as saying that they're a yes person, because I'm not getting that at all. I'm also getting that this is someone who I feel will bite their tongue rather than be rude, you know? But those who know them well knows that this person doesn't miss a beat. I feel like they're very observant with all of this airy energy. I feel like you're likely to meet them in a commitment that you have. So you probably agreed to do something, and that is when you meet this person. It is not planned on your part. You're there for another reason. You're there because you promised so and so that you were going to be there. You're there because your job said you had to be there. You're there because your friend told you this and they begged you and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I do feel like this is something with Jupiter reverse that probably didn't start off serious. Maybe it was supposed to be spontaneous and fun, and then maybe it turns into something more serious. There is this feeling of a difference in how it begins. And I do believe that that difference translates into some thinking with the air energy here, some processing, even maybe some, communication between mates going like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, this just happened and I met this person, and it could have felt very unpredicted. Like you weren't wanting it because you didn't see it happening for yourself. And then once it comes into your life, you're having to kind of gain a bit of perspective about how to move forward and what action you should be taking. Ultimately, I feel like with this 3 energy reversed, this person is somebody that does kind of bring a lot of change into your life. And the way that that change manifests is they kind of take you away from a circle. They take you away from something. So your primary love interest is probably somebody who you keep away from other people for some time, or they're not a part of your kind of day-to-day business initially. They could even start off as a sneaky link for some of you. Because it does feel like with the 3 reverse, like we're hiding it. It's a secret. And we don't want it to be shown on social media. We don't want the people around us to know about it yet. We still need to figure it out. We still need to think about what this is leading to and how deep we want to take it in the beginning. So we still need to figure out like what is going on. So I do believe that the idea is to just kind of get a better understanding of your curiosity towards them first. Is there any other information you can tell them about how they meet their love interest? Actually, sorry, this deck is better for that because we can get more specific with the astrological aspects. Is there any clarification over how they might meet their love interest? We have 22 reversed. We have Grand Trine reversed, and we have first quarter. We also have the sun at the back of the deck. So I'm seeing that, first of all, it's going to happen during the daytime with the sun coming out. I just have to double check something because I know that the first quarter is linked to something very specific. First quarter. Okay, there's a meaning here about this first quarter that means raise their head where decisions need to be made. See, the thing is, I feel like you're going to meet this person at a time where you've just come out of craziness, like you've just settled something in your life. And I do think that there is this clarity that you're in when this person comes into your life. And maybe that clarity was unrelated to them. Maybe that clarity was, you know what, I just want to be single and I want to play the field right now. And then this person comes in and they are quality. And you're like, wow, this is not a field playing person. So what do I do? But I'm trying to play the field. But this is somebody that wants something serious and I really like them. So it does feel like, have a look at this. I'll show you what I'm reading because I remembered this in the guidebook, but I also remember that a site online kind of sums it up a bit better. The first quarter moon phase is often a period where obstacles tend to raise their head and where decisions need to be made. This is not a time to hesitate, but a time to remove any obstacles and push forward. So there is this desire to be impulsive and to take action and to move things in the direction that they feel pulled towards, regardless of how difficult it appears to be. Because with the Grand Trine or Trine, I say Trine, I had this conversation with Iso a while ago. I've heard people say Trine, I don't know why. With the Grand Trine reversed, it's like, it shouldn't work, but it does. It's unconventional, but it feels right. And so I do think that there are differences that make you want to think about what your actions should be, but there is definitely a happiness and a connection here and a genuine warmth that you feel for this person. You gravitate towards them with this sun energy. They're very bright and warm and funny, and I feel like they're very attractive and they stand out when you think about them in comparison to other people. And so there is this desire here to really take action and move things forward, regardless of there definitely being obstacles and differences. Let me just double check what comes up for our beautiful grand trine, because I'm seeing this as aspects working together. So when it's in the shadow, it could feel like things aren't really aligned when this person comes in. You had a different intention for your love life, or you had a different idea of how you were going to be doing things in your love life. I don't want that website. Which one do I like? I like Lead by Stars. So Lead by Stars describes the Grand Trine as this like mystical formation that can be filled with potential and have a lot of luck, because it is something that kind of bounces off the best qualities of multiple planets or aspects in your natal chart. And so I do feel like this is something that could feel either unlucky because of its timing, or too good to be true, or it could feel like something that within its shadow is almost being pitted against you. It's almost like it's being sort of shoved in your face of like, look what you could have if you didn't do this first. And you're like, what the hell? Like, I'm just going to make it happen. There's something I'm missing here. So I'm just going to check the guidebook just in case, because I don't want to miss a thing. Oh my gosh, Aerosmith, get out of this reading. Respectfully, leave. It's so dramatic. Okay, what am I missing here, Spirit? What am I missing? That's the trine, but we need the grand trine. Here we go. The grand trine consists of 3 trines, which form an equilateral triangle. Grand trines symbolize harmony, flow, foundation, and reciprocity within the chart, much like the trine aspect in general, but amplified. This is notable as it links planets in all 3 signs of the same elemental signature in the chart. Sorry, that's probably a lot for you. So let's just focus on this. Key terms are harmony, flow, stability, and foundation. In shadow, grand trines may content us with the status quo. They are the least combustive aspect pattern. So that's the thing. I feel like you had gotten comfortable. You had gotten used to something, and you were like, you know what? I kind of just want to sit in this for a little while. And then bam, this love interest comes in and shakes things up. And you're like, what the hell? I wasn't planning to do this. I actually was just planning on being single, or I was just planning on continuing with this situationship for now because I thought that's all I needed. And then this serious person comes in and you're like, oh damn, I'm curious about you. I feel strongly about you, but I need to take you seriously in order to do that. So holy heck, let's get some tarot out here. That's a lot. That's a lot. I need some coffee from my amazing coffee mug, but it's mostly just so I can drink it before it gets cold, but I definitely don't need the caffeine. I'm buzzed from this energy. Okay, group 1. In tarot terms, how is group 1's love life transforming in the near future? Specifically in the next 3 months. How is group 1's love life transforming? We're going to take them both. We have the Tower. Stop. We have the Sun. Oh, the Sun will come out tomorrow. Annie. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. There's a lot of fire here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Temperance just came out reversed. King of Swords. I'm seeing Libra, but also Aquarius. Oh, our King is here. This energy is very present. This air energy is like, I need to make a decision. I need to start taking accountability. I need to start putting a plan in place and taking action. You have this energy in your love life of letting things fall apart. so that better things can come. A huge transformation has happened or will be happening to you, my group ones. Something that was unstable, that was built off of very inconsistent hot and cold foundations in terms of small cycles of sabotaging behavior, is falling apart. This could be a situationship, this could be a mindset, an attitude that you had towards your love life, because we're talking about your love life specifically. However, when a Tower card appears, it does impact multiple aspects of your life. So, sweet soul, even though we're talking about your love life, this change is going to impact your lifestyle, how you treat yourself, the kind of places you want to put yourself in, the kind of interests that you have, the kind of people that you want to be around, because this shift seems to be about recognizing your true worth, what you deserve, and who you deserve to be, and how you deserve to be treated, and what you want to be seen as. There is this evolution here in stepping into the light and really claiming your power, your position, your, oh my gosh, I'm just in awe of you. You have this magnetic energy about you, my group one. So your love life is transforming to get rid of any, I want to say, like trickery, illusions, slippery people who have been taking advantage of the fact that you've been sleeping on yourself. You have not been in your regal era, but you are. You are stepping into your regal era, group one. And with the sun energy here, there's this huge boost in confidence and in self-esteem. And there is also this energy here of, I know what I deserve, because I measure my worth based off of my characteristics, my personality, my ambitions, my creative flair. You're not just looking at people as transactions, as, well, we have to just sort of balance each other out for right now. You're looking at everything from a bird's eye point of view, and you're going, you know what? I'm bigger than this moment, and I need something that matches what I want to move towards in the future. So I do get this futuristic view. I don't always get that with the sun card, to be honest with you, because the sun card is more of like a in the moment type of energy. It's more of like a, I'm just living for the day, you know, like I don't have a care in the world. I'm present, I'm playful, and I'm happy. However, it feels like this sun is really illuminating the path forward to you. Maybe that is the mindset, but that is your mindset and in terms of your nature. So that is how you are intended to be moving forward. And you need somebody that balances that out, that can offer a strong compatibility to that energy. With temperance reversed, I'm not going to lie, your love life at first may be pushing people away through these transformations. You may actually have a breakdown in certain relationships, because with temperance reversed, there are going to be some things that you're just not willing to compromise. There's certain attributes within yourself and standards and expectations that you just don't want to compromise. Spirit, why do we have the Temperance card reversed here? Okay, we have the Magician coming out reversed now. High Priestess, Knight of Swords. You know what you want and you're not going to settle. So somebody else may be trying to tempt you. This could be someone who you were previously attached to. This could be people that see your shine, sorry. They see you shining, I should say. And they kind of want to be a part of that. Like, who doesn't want to? Sweets, you are magnetic. Your energy is infectious. I should not have had that coffee. I should have just filmed your reading and then started my day. But here we are. I'm way too buzzed for this energy. I kind of feel selfish because that is the energy I'm feeling, sweet soul. Selfish in the best of ways. Have you ever heard of that Little Sims song, Selfish? Little Sims with a Z at the end. She's a UK rapper. Oh my gosh. I've been sharing that song for a while. If you've been following me for a while, you would know it. But it's just a big mood here. It is a big mood, my group ones. I feel like I'm going into a lot of slang. I'm being very off the cuff, but I love that for you. Like, I just love that this temperance energy is somebody tempting you to go back to where you've been in terms of to what you've been healing from, to what you've been getting hurt by, and then decided, I don't want to do this anymore. This could be an ex, this could be a new person who is modeling those ex-lover's behaviors and trying to say like, will you settle for this again? And you're going, no, because I see straight through you. I see you out here being manipulative with your words, with your actions, and just wanting specific things out of me, not truly recognizing my worth or taking advantage of the fact that in the past I wasn't as connected to what I deserve, or I wasn't as ready to step into my light. Maybe you knew this about yourself, but you made those compromises thinking I'm not ready enough yet. So with this Magician energy reversed, I do feel like for a lot of you, your love life is transforming because temptation is still around you. Now that you're shining brighter than ever, you're having these people want to get in that sunshine with you. They want to say their sweet nothings and be a part of that. And for some of you, you may dabble. I'm not going to discount or discredit that, but it's on your terms. You're seeing it for what it is and you're nipping it in its sneaky little bud. Until with this King of Swords, you're faced with a serious moment in the next 3 months where you have to decide, what are you doing with someone that you've gotten attached to? This could be where that partnership comes in, because the King of Swords is a balanced partner. The King of Swords is someone that tries to play fair. They try to be nice. They try to be a good person, but they are also someone that has a heavy, heavy decision to make. Spirit, tell us more about this King. Okay, group 1. We were cut off by my camera, as usual. Thankfully, we didn't miss anything, so let's get into it again. Let's clarify this King of Swords for you, group 1. What is this King of Swords about for my group 1s? Oh, Six of Swords reversed. No, sorry, that's not a bad thing. Ace of Pentacles, stop. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing so far, but I'm going to keep shuffling because I'm not getting a clear outcome. What I'm seeing happening is you have to make a decision, because Sweet Soul, you've been living your best life when it comes to your love life. You've been putting your needs first. Your love life is transforming for you to be in this aspect too. So if you haven't been doing this, it is going to happen in the next 3 months. Putting yourself first, being a little bit selfish, but highly in tune with your own desires, your own wants. Having these people approach you, tempting you, you knowing that it is not a serious thing. You entertain some of them. I'm not going to lie. For those who are comfortable with casual flings, I do see that happening. But you're well aware of these people, of their intentions, and of their impermanence, the temporariness. However, you then have to make a decision in the next 3 months, because one of these people that you've been with is coming back to say, hey, I kind of want to offer something more serious. I want to work on something more serious with you. So then you have to make a decision. Do I change my behavior and try to work on something more meaningful with this person? Or do I keep my singledom? Do I keep my, look, you can't even see what I'm looking at. That's terrible. Do I keep my single antics with this Nine of Pentacles? How far am I willing to take this? So I do feel like in the next 3 months, you've got a lot to consider when it comes to how much am I going to share and who am I going to settle down with? Because you're in this energy of being very connected to your needs and to what makes you happy, I feel like it's going to be somebody who is ticking a lot of your boxes. It almost feels like the temptation is too strong with this person, because they are displaying all the qualities that you are subconsciously looking for. But I just feel like you're very focused on yourself when this person comes in. Spirit, what is the likely outcome of this decision? Oh, we got something on the ground. Oh, she didn't flip over. Okay, we're going to keep going. What is the likely outcome of this decision? The Hanged One. You're going to want to take some time. You're not going to want to rush this. You're going to want to think about it. You're going to weigh it up. You're going to want to make sure that whatever decision you make, it's from the heart. It's coming from a balanced place. It's coming from a place where you already have deep feelings for this person. But at the very least, you're going to want to get to know them, because you want to make a decision from the heart. So you want to feel emotionally invested before you make a decision. You're going to take your time and follow what you feel is best with your intuition or just from your heart space. The Hanged One is not in a rush. The Hanged One is wanting to really weigh out what it feels first. What is the likely outcome? The Queen of Cups reversed. That's not the best outcome, to be honest with you. Can we clarify why it happens like that? We have the Fool, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Seven of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. It's highly dependent on you, sweet soul. How much are you willing to go outside of your comfort zone for this? How much are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Because if you don't want to change, then changes won't happen. Ultimately, you had something happen to you in the recent past and that changed your confidence, and now you're really loving this confident era that you're in. When something more serious comes around, you may convince yourself that you're not ready for serious because it's risky and it's a lot of unknown, and you don't know if it's just going to make things worse at this point. You're like, you know what, I've got a good thing going for myself. Do I want to jeopardize that? And so it's really ultimately about the decision that you make for yourself. I do believe with the Queen of Cups reversed, if you're not feeling emotionally connected to this person, you're not going to take that risk. You're not going to just throw yourself into this. You want to feel emotionally connected, and you also want to feel with this Queen of Cups reversed, like that you know where you stand with them. You want to make sure that it's mutual, and you want to make sure that you are both emotionally invested in this outcome. So if you don't feel like that, then I definitely see that you are going to want to pull back and just go into your comfort zone. But with that being said, I want to say that a majority of this group, can we say 65% of you, are probably, I'm hearing 63 for some reason, 63% of you, which isn't helpful if you don't know how much of you actually picked this group. Maybe communicate down below if you can with each other, group one, and just share some support, share some perspective. What is going on for you right now? And do you know who this person is? What are the reasons why you wouldn't want to pursue things with them? What are the reasons why you would? I'm not saying that you're all in the same boat, but I do feel like a majority of you are just going to make sure that this person is willing to put in effort towards you first. Because if you do end up taking this leap of faith towards them, you want to know that you're not the underdog in this situation. You want to make sure that they aren't sharing their energy with other people and that you're not just their backup option. You want to make sure that they have your best interest at heart as well. And you want to make sure that this person is going to be that caring, nurturing, meaningful person that you are subconsciously looking for, as we saw in the first part of your reading. That Cancer and that Moon energy is highlighting the fact that you do want more meaningful relationships, but you want to be careful about who you put that trust in. And you want to be careful that when fears do come up and you do put all that effort in overcoming them, that your partner is doing the same. So I do think that you have a lot of self-reflection in the next 3 months, but I also think that you'll be having a lot of communication with somebody about these things, talking about the fears. Please don't shut down. Please don't shut down. Coming from one Venus in air sign to another, don't shut down. I'm not assuming that you do have a Venus air sign, but don't shut down. Because I do think with this Four of Pentacles reversed, either you will revert back into comfort zones, or you will ultimately have the courage to push yourself out of a comfort zone, because you're recognizing that this is your new stability. This meaningful connection is your new stability. Let me go ahead and pack this all up. Actually, we don't need to. I'll shuffle it before we do your extended. For now, let's put it to the side for now. Let's get some closing advice. What is some closing advice for my group ones when it comes to their love life over the next 3 months? This is a longer reading than I was expecting. Okay, we have Buttercup. Excuse me, that's so different to Butterfly. Buttercup, let's zoom in a little bit. Buttercup is also the child card in this deck. Is that as close as we can go? There we go. So with this Buttercup card, I do feel like all that yellow is talking about your happiness, that Leo energy. It's very important that over the next 3 months and at this present moment, you embrace your sense of joy, what makes you happy, who makes you happy, what brings you closer to yourself in terms of your habits, in terms of your interests, and in terms of how you want to spend your time and who you want to share your time with. It's very important that you focus on that, because I do see certain fears, nervousness, and anxiety arising as you push your confidence to its limits. There is this awkwardness of trying to cultivate somebody with someone while also harboring natural insecurities and fears. And the best way to overcome those very natural insecurities and fears is to continue to try to feed energy into the fact that, you know what, this is actually making me very, very happy. And I'm going to try to find a way to communicate what is holding me back if I want to. But to be honest with you, like a lot of these internal thoughts that are stemming from fear and insecurities can easily be overcome by self without even communicating them. If you don't even want this person to know how much they affect you, you don't have to either. But I do think that all the yellow on this card is about really staying connected to your joy, to your inner child, and to that hope that you have within you, that regardless of what has happened for you recently in terms of that tower moment, those unexpected shifts and those changes that helped get away, sort of helped you break away from unstable connections, people, places, situations, all of that is leading you to something better. We let go of things in order to receive more, and you very quickly are receiving more, my group one. So your advice is to stay connected to your inner child, make sure that you are connected to your joy, to what makes you happy, towards who makes you happy, and make sure that you are in the position to receive by saying, yes, I deserve this. Yes, I am worthy of this. So that is ultimately what I'm saying for you in terms of advice. Let's get some messages about your extended reading now. So if the first part of your reading did resonate and you want to continue on, we're going to have a look at what we'll be covering in your extended, and your extended reading will be linked in the description box below. Okay, so for my group ones, what do we... Okay, I'm getting a lot about the other person. So without even getting cards, I'm actually getting a lot about the other person come through. So this person might already be in your life. Oh my gosh, I just got a Snapchat suggestion. While we're supposed to be working, Snapchat, leave me alone. Okay, so group one, what I'm picking up for you is a lot of your insecurities and fears stem from this person's uncertainty and not knowing where you stand with them and what they expect from you. So in your extended reading, we're going to have a look at what this person currently thinks of you. How do they see you right now? What are their intentions towards you in this connection? How do they feel? And what is changing for them in this connection? We're also going to have a look at what is in your best interest moving forward, and what is the ultimate... I guess that what I really want to ask is it in your best interest to work on something with them? And I think that that's a good question to ask in the extended, because it is a smaller group of you. Not as many of you from YouTube are going to be following me over there, so I can probably get more clear information about that. In general, I want to get you more advice about your love life as well, and we can address anything else that pops up. But for this group, because I feel like you have a lot of it under control, I think we really just need to address this person and have a look at their side of things to help bring you more certainty. So if that is something that you're interested in, the link to your extended will be in the description box. That link will take you to my extended readings page, where most of my extended readings are hosted. So it's very important that you make sure that you click on the right group before you purchase it. If you're on a mobile device, swipe across so that you can click on the right group. If you're on a desktop, you can search your reading, or you can just scroll down to find it. Remember that you are group one of the How is Your Love Life Transforming reading. Thank you so much, group one, for all of your support, energy, and time right here on YouTube. And I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye. And welcome to your reading. If you chose this cute pair of pink mushroom earrings, or the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome, group 2. Now I'm going to put your readings up here on this, your earrings, not your readings, your earrings up here on this crystal. It worked for group 1. Yours is a little bit sketchy, but that's okay. It's still there. I just need it out of the way so that we can use this space for the cards. So group 2, today we're asking Spirit, how is your love life transforming? Now I know we have this beautiful tarot deck here and we will be using it, but I am actually going to start your reading with some oracle cards. So let me just shuffle this deck once. And let's get that oracle deck out. I'm using one of my favorite oracle decks. This is the Celestial Bodies oracle deck. I got mine from Tarot Stack. The link is in the description box. It is an affiliate link, so if you do end up buying something from Tarot Stack through my link, I do get a 10% bonus. Is that how it works? Like a commission, I guess, for referring you to them. I really support Tarot Stack for genuine reasons. I highly recommend you look into them. I'm not the only reader that does support them. I love what they do. I love that they have a platform to bring all of our favorite decks together, and their main goal is to support independent artists. So if you like that, then give them a look for sure. Let's get back to you though, group 2. How is group 2's love life transforming, Spirit? Oh, we got some cards. We've got Cancer reversed, and we have the Ascendant. How is group 2's love life transforming? We also have Trine. Can I get one more card, please? Let me move this over there, and I reckon we can fit another card in there. How is group 2's love life transforming, please, Spirit? And we got Conjunction. At the back of the deck is Moon. Let me just wipe my nose really quickly. I know that it's irritating for the microphone, but y'all, it is a bodily function. I can't be reading while I have a runny nose. And unfortunately, channeling makes my nose run, so it's a cycle. Okay, can you see everything? Beautiful. So my group 2s, now would be a wonderful time to get something to take notes with and something to hydrate yourself with. I think you should strap yourself in. This could be a lengthy reading. Your theme is very interesting. You're taking some time to try to kind of figure yourself out through the people around you. For some of you, this looks like you aren't looking for anything serious right now, but you're definitely finding out what works best for you in relationships, in love. This won't just be about romance. You'll find your platonic connections also impacted by this energy. This transformation is very much about making a lot of what appears to be mistakes in order to really build a firm set of boundaries and expectations when it comes to the type of people you engage with. And I do think that from an external point of view, people who aren't in this place could be very judgmental. It could be something that isn't widely accepted in society. But in other societies, it's very recognized as your pathway to finding out more about yourself. So this looks like for some of you a lot of casual connections or just meeting a lot of people, trying things out before you buy them type of thing. Before you settle into something, you just want to kind of feel it out. You are likely to meet a lot of people. They feel very short term, sorry. They feel very short term. It feels like for others of you who are in a relationship, you will be experiencing challenges as you continue to want to work on yourself within a partnership. There is this energy of this group struggling in pre-existing relationships in their life. And this can be for those who are already in romantic relationships or those who are in platonic connections. The energy that I'm seeing is that you want to know more about yourself. And so the only way that you feel like you can do that is by disrupting your comfort zone, the status quo, and by trying to cultivate something with a new experience, which for many of you feels like bringing new people into the picture. Now, I do think that you could have a partner who's very on board with this. You could have a best friend who's very on board with this. You could have a sibling or a parent who's very on board with this. You're getting support from the right places, but it does feel like this is something that part of you isn't wanting to share with the world. It's about your journey. So how is this transforming you in general? It does feel like you're taking a bit of a hiatus from the standard practice when it comes to external expectations. So there is still somebody in your life who's going, hey, group 2, like, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? When are you going to give me a baby? When are you going to get married? When are you going to do that? And you're like, you know what? Like, I did this already and it wasn't fun for me. I need to take some time to do things a bit differently. Now, for some of you, this could involve physically changing things, physically moving, physically traveling. It could also look like to other people that you're self-sabotaging meaningful, stable, loving connections. But the truth is, you feel like you've become too confined in something. You feel like something's almost suffocating you and you need to break out of it. You need to do something different for a change. This transformation could happen over one weekend of craziness. But for others of you, I feel like it could take months of just doing this and feeling your way through it and trying to understand what you're gaining out of it for you. And that may not be how you're looking at it. You might be going into it thinking, I'm just not ready to settle down right now. I'm just not ready to feel suffocated. That's what it feels like for me. Maybe a different word depending on what situation you're in. But I do think that with this ascendant in the reverse position, the ultimate goal here is to just be very careful about what you're signing up for and about who you put you're the most precious thing you have, which is you, in the hands of. You want to be careful about what you're kind of committing yourself to or what you're forcing yourself to do. Now, I do think that for others of you, this is a chance where ex-lovers can come back and take advantage of the fact that you are in a fearless space where you're likely to make a lot of errors of judgment. And again, I personally don't believe in mistakes. I think that things do kind of end up balancing out and happening for some reason. So I can see ex-lovers or ex-love interests popping back into the picture during this period, group 2, and trying to kind of feel their way back in. But with the trine card in the reverse position, I think that you're going to be being actually very careful and selective about who you invest a lot of time with. It may look like from the outside that you've met a lot of people and you've had a lot of experiences and you've had a lot of fun, but you know for a fact that there hasn't been a lot of development in those experiences, in terms of you've gained a lot, but you've been very careful about overly exerting yourself in that person's life. You don't want to collaborate with everybody. In fact, for some of you, you may just be working on going through this experience with somebody else. So it could look like that support person that I was talking about before, that best friend, that sibling, that parent, that one lover who's like, yeah, group 2, if you really want to work on this, like, I got your back, I'll support you. And they're your main confidant. They're the one that you're kind of bouncing off of as you go through these experiences. I want to be clear in saying that not all of you will have these casual affairs, these casual flings. It just feels like you are more so not wanting to commit yourself to something that could feel like a trap. And it might be that you have the ideal person in your life, but you don't want to feel restrained by the conventional settling down period that comes after finding an ideal person. So you're having a bit of a exploratory, I don't think that's a word, exploration based phase in your life. Now, conjunction is interesting, and I want to clarify these 2 cards from the deck too, because there's another message there that I can't pick up on intuitively. But this conjunction card is telling me that things are going to fall into place for you in this transformative period. It may look like on paper, this is destructive, this is counterintuitive, why would you do this to yourself? This isn't how things are supposed to go. You're supposed to do this next. Why didn't you do that? But actually, this is what works for you. Conjunction's telling me that this is happening to better align yourself with what it is that suits not only your nature, but your goals moving forward. And with the moon card reverse, you're likely to uncover some pretty interesting and passionate aspects of your soul, of your identity. You're going to find yourself uncovering some really, like, I feel, alluring truths about you. You guys may be experimenting a lot, and this is going to help you see that actually I need more of this in my life. Like, I really enjoy that. For every time that you go, well, that wasn't it, like that was a cool experience, but I'm not going to do that again, there is also going to be a counter experience in which you go, wow, like that was actually so much fun, we need to try that again. So don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to dive in feet first, apparently, because the goal here is that you're leading yourself on this journey. You're the one who's exploring the things that you're curious about, and you're the one who is diving deep into the shadows. I'm hearing the perverted side of your mind. So for some of you, this could feel taboo. This kind of exploration and experience could feel taboo. Maybe you've got conservative parents, or maybe you come from a conservative society that is like, why are you doing this, group 2? You shouldn't be doing this. Look what I just did. I just fixed that so that the spaces between the cards were parallel. So maybe you're in a cookie cutter sort of community where things are supposed to make sense, and what you're doing just doesn't make sense to those people. But with the moon reversed, you're learning so much about yourself. Your love life is transforming because ultimately you're going to be more connected to yourself, and you're allowing yourself the opportunity to make more mistakes, which is the best thing any human can do at any point in their life. Let's have a look at the guidebook just for that trine and conjunction. Oh, we just went past it. Okay, can you see? Kind of. So, key terms are harmony, support, flow, and stability. So in shadow, trines avoid being helpful to us or are resistant to use, or even worse, we forget to put them to use at all. So the question with this card is, where in your life, in your mind, in your heart, do you find harmonious flow? I do feel like with this card being reversed, you guys need to be careful of other people taking advantage of you. Like I was saying about those ex-lovers, that could even be newer people. I feel like there's a split here where most of you are doing this because you want to do this, but just be aware of people who say they want to do this but are actually looking for something more, or thinking that you're looking for something more, so they're trying to kind of convince you that this is going to be really meaningful, and they're making you confused even though you know what you want. Be careful about people who aren't being direct. They don't use clear communication. They say one thing, they do another thing. Yes, I'm happy to have this experience with you. Yes, it'll just be an experience. And then next minute, you're feeling more confused because they have been confused. Let's have a look at conjunction just in case I did miss anything. I don't think I did, but I'm not too proud to double check. Let's have a look. Okay, so planets that sit with a distance of 0 to 9 degrees, so they're very close. Key terms are merge, blend, potency, and connection. So in light, a conjunction can be supportive, bolstering, or intensifying planets in the natal chart. Do check if you have a conjunction in your chart, and then figure out what those planets' key themes are, or key sort of energies are, and then have a look at how intuitively those themes could be working together within your chart right now, because you're at a point in your life where an important conjunction in your natal chart is fueling this transformation. The blending of energies can create new perspectives, a sharing of space, and a continuity of understanding from one planet to another. It's important to know that conjunctions are there to kind of help, but sometimes conjunctions can bring confusion because there can be a lot of different themes and energies in those different planets, and they're so close to each other that they can clash. So sometimes those are aspects of our chart that really show us where we shine, and then other times that can be where we sometimes are challenged. So I do believe that this question could be helpful. Do you have any conjunctions in your chart? If so, how does the concept of merging or being without boundary make itself apparent in your life? I'm trying to think if I have any conjunctions off the cuff. I'm pretty sure I've got a Jupiter conjunct with Mercury, but I can't think of it off the cuff, so I don't want to give you that example. Just check your chart, sweet soul. It's a good thing to know about yourself. I think astrology is a tool. We don't use it as gospel, but it can be a very helpful tool in better understanding yourself. So these are the key themes that I'm seeing for you based off of our beautiful oracle cards. I actually want to get a better understanding about the love interests that you'll be dealing with now. I did this for group 1 too, but it was a bit easier because they only had one person, whereas I think that for you, you're going to be dealing with more than one person. So let's get some key themes about who these people are, Spirit. Off the cuff, how many people are Group 2 likely to be dealing with in the near future? The near future is the next 3 months. Okay, we got 2 cards. So I'm going to take that as 2 people. A Saturn returns and 8 reverse. So this is a temporary energy and this is a long-term energy, the one that has most promise, most potential. Okay, let's have a look at the short-term energy first. What is this energy like? What is the short-term energy like? We have a 9 reverse. They're a bit insecure. They're still finding themselves and experimenting as well. They could be younger than you, or they could just feel less mature. We have fire. Could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What else can you tell my group 2s about this love interest? Please, Spirit. We also have waxing crescent and 6 wanted to come out with feminine. So this person is a sub, okay, if you're into that, they're a little bit more submissive. I feel like they are very nurturing. There's this energy about them that comes across as quite delicate and soft. I don't always see my feminine energy as a soft energy, but I'm picking up on this person being very balanced and reciprocal. I don't think that they will be confused, but they could cause confusion, especially if this is some sort of throuple. I do think that this person may say they know what they want, but they don't, either because they don't have a lot of experience or they haven't had a lot of experience in this way. Now, for those who are dealing with this person singularly, in that you're not looking to date multiple people at once or go through experiences with multiple people at once, I can tell you that this energy here is going to be someone who tries to take up a lot of your energy. They're going to try to consume a lot of your energy. If they think that you're only seeing them, but you're interested in seeing other people, it feels like they will encourage you to see other people, but they'll at the same time want to see you all the time. They are coming across as someone who's a little less secure than you. That could be based on their appearance or based on what they have in terms of their wealth or their status. It almost feels like this person is less mature than you. And I do think with the waxing crescent being here reversed, they just have a little bit more to learn than you. Apparently there's a message in the guidebook with that waxing crescent, so let's do it. Oops, wrong one. There's 2 books. I accidentally picked volume 2. We're in volume 1. Baby. Here we go. Question. When you initiate a plan, do you embody the waxing crescent mentality next? Or do you leap ahead to something more activated? So with that card reversed, I feel like this person is a shadow aspect of the waxing crescent, which is sometimes being weighed down by memories of the past cycle. So see, this energy is actually beautiful because it's still motivated by the new moon's energy, expansion, assertion of vision, focus, slow building of energy. This is somebody who thinks they know what they want, but then they change their mind and they go, you know what, actually, I probably need something different, or I probably want something more. There's a youthfulness about this person in which they don't have a lot of experience in doing this. So that is something to look out for. Key challenges that I'm seeing with this love interest is that they don't understand the terms of engagement. Okay, take that as it resonates. That's going to resonate for my BDSM people, but that'll also resonate for those who are looking for something casual or fun, or even if this is a new friend that you're trying to make to help your love life transform. They don't understand the terms of engagement. This is somebody that struggles to set clear boundaries and expectations. They will agree to most things and they will then regret a lot of things. It could be very fun to experiment with this person, but you don't want to take their word for what they have done and for what they are willing to do, because they do need to be exposed to a lot more. And I feel like I'm just talking in BDSM terms now, so let me bring it back to basics. The other thing that I can see being a key challenge between the two of you is that this person wants a lot of your energy. They are coming across as a Labrador, and not because they have beautiful golden hair, but because they are very high needs when it comes to attention. I am picking up on a neurodivergent energy, which is kind of making me want to kind of like them more, because they don't know the extent of their neediness, if that makes sense. Like, it's just a part of the excitement of this for them. This is giving them dopamine, so they want more of it. They aren't trying to be this way on purpose. It just feels like they are accidentally getting caught up in the thrill of it, type of thing. So I do believe that a key challenge is you being the one to set a lot of the boundaries and to be very clear about the temporariness of this. How long is it going to last, Spirit? It can last as long as you want it to. I think you might get suffocated. This person wants to be so close to you. So I do see it being short term. I would say less than 8 months. But for as long as you want them there, they'll be there, basically. Let's move forward. We're going to have a look at this one that has more potential, the Saturn return energy. What can you tell us about this love interest for group 2? What can you tell us about the Saturn return love interest? Wow, that flew out. This person knows what they want. We have solar eclipse coming out first. We also have Jupiter. Beautiful. I knew Jupiter was going to come out somewhere. So this is marriage material. This is husband material. Could be wifey material. Take it as it resonates. We do not discriminate. We got 2 cards here. Full moon and 9. Can you see those? Beautiful. Okay, so I can definitely feel like this person is just going to take your priority for different reasons. Look at them. They're showing up as secure, stable. They're also showing up as somebody who values independence, and so they want that for you as well. If you're not in a relationship with this person, they're happy to just feel your way into something more serious. They want the openness of what those sort of early stages of getting to know each other offer. They want the spontaneity. They want the idea of like, this is exciting. The possibilities are unlimited. This is somebody who's more attracted to the idea of getting to know you and the excitement that comes with that. Now, if you're in a relationship with this person, this is a love interest that is open to spicing things up. They want to bring back the passion, the spontaneity. They want to do the things that are unusual and different. This Jupiter is bringing in a lot of expansion, and it's trying to bring in a newness. It's trying to make sure that the passion doesn't go out. So for all of you, this is someone who I feel is very open to new things, to different things. They want to try things that they haven't had the chance to yet. With solar eclipse and the full moon here, I do feel like this person is genuinely interested in getting to know what you want to do. Like, they want to follow what your ideas are. They have a clear understanding of what they want too, but they seem to be very clear on the fact that like the two of you have something that is worth maintaining and expanding. This full moon is saying there's a lot of affection here. There's a lot of emotions here. In fact, it could be that your emotions for each other deepen through these experiences. I think that the next 3 months will really open this person's eyes to the fact that your relationship has a lot of potential. And the Saturn return is a rewarding energy of hard work paying off. So I do feel like with the solar eclipse here, this person is seeing things that they hadn't seen before with you, gaining clarity over themselves, over your relationship, and over the fact that it's healthy to explore things for self in a relationship, in a connection, because it only solidifies that bond. You two get closer because of this. So there's this sort of temporary energy, and then there's this more permanent energy is what I feel. Now, for those who aren't interested in dating at the same time, here's what I can see happening for you. You start with this energy like we did in your reading. You meet this person, it's fun for what it is, boundaries get blurred, this person becomes confused, you go, listen, this isn't what we agreed on. I think it's best if we just go our separate ways. You then invest hard work. Well, you've been putting hard work and hard energy into yourself. And that's when this person comes in. The Saturn return is your hard work paying off, your lessons paying off. The fact that you recognized a cycle and you stopped it before it became a repeated lesson from your past. That's what this person represents for you. A karmic cycle coming full circle and being a reward of you recognizing that lesson and being able to eclipse it. So I see that for all of you, this is a meaningful relationship that comes out of you learning more about yourself and being able to feel more comfortable in your own skin, in who you are and in what you want from a person. Now, if you're not into all the kinky stuff that I mentioned earlier, this isn't that for you. It could just be that this is somebody that you get to experience life with in a different way, because I do feel like there are going to be differences with Jupiter being here. This is an ideal spouse. However, there are things that you introduce to this person that opens their mind, and you're going to see them as someone who is complementary. You're not cut from the same cloth for a reason. It does feel like this is somebody who brings a lot of clarity into your life. They bring this sense of devotion, a lot of emotion from you. You're feeling like you have this emotional loyalty to this person from the moment you meet them, while they also are very independent, which encourages you to continue on your path of being independent as well. So that's what I'm seeing about this love interest. We're just going to quickly check how you meet. Is there any clarification around how my group twos will meet their temporary love interest? Whoa. We have conjunction and Jupiter. So you might seek this person out. Jupiter doesn't always say that things are planned. Jupiter's more like, listen, you're in the right place at the right time. But Jupiter does also play into the fact that we have curiosities, we have desires, and our passion ultimately leads us to these people. So you could be curious about someone like this. Maybe on paper, they're someone that you've always been interested in, or like their appearance is very attractive to you, but you've never sort of dated anyone like them. They could be like your ideal person, not your usual type, but like the kind of person who, when their archetype turns up on TV, your best friends are like, that's your guy, that's your girl, that's your person. So I do feel like this is someone who is very attractive to you. And I think that it is a case of right time, passion. So Jupiter's also making me think that you're going to meet them in person on a trip or on a fun sort of night out. Jupiter doesn't always have to be about the nighttime though. Yeah, I would see this happening based off of you being in the right energy at the right time. It could be the most mundane, boring thing, but you wake up with a little bit more zest, with a little bit more passion, and you go, you know what? That cashier is looking different today. It feels different on the day that you meet them. And with conjunction here, there's someone that's very close to you. So it's not hard for you. I feel like this is someone who's in the right place at the right time, and that's how they meet you. I do think that 90% of you are going to approach this person. And I do think with conjunction being here that they'll be around you. They'll put themselves in the position to be picked up by you. It's not going to be very hard, is what I feel. Scorpio's at the back of the deck, so it's probably going to happen at nighttime for most of you. Okay, let's have a look at Saturn return. How will group 2 meet this person? Okay, we have Chiron reversed and Stellium with the last quarter at the back of the deck. So I feel like this is a different energy. Stellium makes me think that things have to all come together and fall into place in order for you to meet this person. So they do feel like if you're single, they feel like someone who comes definitely after that temporary person, and it all falls into place. because of this, because of that. Like it's like not even a conjunction, it's literally a stellium. Things have to align in order for this person to come in. So you're likely to meet them through other people or doing something that you don't usually do in a very unusual way on a very unusual night. So like it's one of those like once in a blue moon type of energies. Stellium makes me think that other people could be helping you meet this person. It makes me think that the way that you actually get together is quite unique, but I think that it takes a lot to get you there. In terms of a physical location, stellium makes me think that you'll meet this person in a group, or you'll meet this person in a situation where other things are happening and it's just a bit easier to kind of talk to them because there's not so much pressure as being one-on-one. Last quarter makes me think that the two of you may feel a bit rushed and hopeful in making the most out of the time that you have together in that moment of meeting. Oh my gosh, my group twos, I was cut off and I didn't even realize. So what I was saying is this part of your reading is going to resonate mostly for those who don't know this person yet, because if you already know this person, then it's going to be very easy to identify them because they are someone that already has a lot of love for you. There's already a deep emotional connection, and there is a desire to bring things to the next level by taking on new exciting adventures together, new passions together, exploring new interests together, and making sure that your relationship is developing with the idea of valuing your individuality and doing things that makes the other person excited. Now, if this is a new person, with Chiron reverse, there's something here that I feel like this person is definitely going to come into your life at a time where you know a lot about yourself. You're very aware of your kinks, you're very aware of your quirks, you're very aware of your shadows, you're very aware of your triggers. And they're there to really help you continue developing that awareness. They're there to make sure that you don't shy away from that kind of work, because ultimately that's a part of embracing your true nature. And we shouldn't really see it as work. We should see it as existing, because those are aspects that make us human. So with this Chiron energy reversed, you're likely to meet this person while you're doing something that you've become accustomed to doing, even though it was uncomfortable at first, even though it was something that you had shied away from previously. Now all of a sudden, you know what, like it's a little bit easier and it's a little bit more fun or thrilling instead of numbing and it for the very least like boring, but at the most painful. So I could see you meeting them while you're doing something that really pushes you to jump into the darker side of who you are, something that a while ago you were not comfortable with, but now you're kind of forcing yourself to explore even more. So you share some sort of kink with this person, to say the least, but it could also just be that you're both working on yourselves and you're both trying to get more comfortable with your identity and with who you are. So that is how you're likely to meet Saturn return. Let us now just get some tarot out. I will see if there's anything that I missed with this beautiful tarot deck. Is there anything else Group 2 needs to know about their love life over the next 3 months? We have the Seven of Cups, the Princess of Cups. Is there anything else Group 2 needs to know about their love life over the next 3 months? Okay, we also have Judgment, and we have the Princess of Pentacles. So there's those two people. You might have a habit of engaging with people who are younger than you. Take it as it resonates. Doesn't have to be. But these are definitely people that have a lot to learn. With the Eight of Pentacles reversed at the back of the deck, I'm picking up on a weird message. Let me just feel my way through this. It's almost like your love life in the next 3 months follows that similar theme of just kind of trying before you buy, experimenting. We're going to dabble in this. We're going to dabble in that. We're not going to do too much of this. We're not going to do too much of that. We're not going to force an outcome from this. We're not going to force an outcome from that. We're going to keep our expectations low, and we're just going to try it before we buy it. I also see the Eight of Pentacles reversed as a lot of kind of false starts. A lot of sort of, I want this, no, I don't. I'm going to try this, oh, I don't like it. I've never had that before, not going to buy it again. So I do think that for most of you, this is all what we were talking about in the beginning, those casual flings. And that is amplified by our Seven of Cups reversed. A lot of options. I definitely see this being overwhelming at times because you do have a lot of things to consider, a lot of people to think about, and a lot of opportunities available to you. But this is also empowering for most of you. Being able to have this many opportunities is exciting. And with the Princess of Cups, I definitely feel like the next 3 months you may be dealing with one person who is very fun, to say the least. They bring this sort of soft, light-hearted energy in, and they also show you something about yourself that you didn't realize before. This is a theme. This is not exclusive to that person. We don't want to give them all the credit, but they are definitely a muse that inspires this theme. They could be a water sign, don't have to be though. They just inspire a lot of emotional awareness in a different way. We don't have to be too serious about this. We can just keep it on the surface and keep it fun, and we can just enjoy it for what it is without delving too deep. Judgment is saying that this is a lot of awakenings and realizations that you're learning throughout this 3-month period. And your love life is going to transform over the next 3 months by the amount of things that you try. If that makes sense, you're supposed to be in this energy. You're supposed to explore, you're supposed to taste test before you commit. I can't believe I'm out here literally telling you to live your best life. But anyway, I love it. But it's so funny because so many societies say this is wrong. You shouldn't do that. But this is one of the best things you could do for your character, my group twos, or you risk settling into a life, not just a relationship, but a life that will slowly numb you until eventually you breathe your last breath. So I do think with this Judgment card being here, you learn a lot based off of these options and these fun, lighthearted connections. Remember, a Princess of Cups is fun. They're flirty. There's this sort of innocence about it in which we just sort of keep things in that fun energy, but we don't take it any further. However, behind us, we have a Princess of Pentacles, and this is where I think we're starting something with someone thinking it's going to be very much like this. It's just a fun, flirty, engagement. It's nothing more than that. We're just engaging and having fun, but there's more potential here. There is a lot more potential, and you can keep things fun if you want, but I think that this is the one that changes your ways. And it won't in the next 3 months become something more serious, but I do think that in 3 months' time, you'll realize that you want something more serious with this person. And you know what? Like, what I've been through has been very fun. And I love that this person isn't rushing me, but I definitely see their potential in us being able to have something more with each other as well. So it does feel like a lot of this is on your terms, which I love. I think that one challenge that I'm seeing in the next 3 months is that you have a lot of the power. So remember that. Don't delegate that power. Don't sacrifice that power. And don't accidentally underestimate that power. You have a lot of the power here, and that feels beautiful. It feels very, what's the best word? It feels very empowering, I guess. So, but there's a lot of responsibility behind that too, to quote Star Wars. Star Wars on my days, Spider-Man, I swear I am a 90s kid. Okay, let me pack this up and let's get your closing advice before we have a look at your extended reading. Oops. Closing advice for the beautiful little mushrooms. The group 2 mushrooms. What closing advice do you have for group 2, please, Spirit? cute. What closing advice do you have for group 2? We'll take this one. They were both fighting to come out though. Oh, we have fertility and enlightenment. Oops. That doesn't really fit our fun, careless vibe. Spirit, what are you saying? At the back of the deck is shape-shifting foxglove. So, sorry, that doesn't really focus it. So I feel like your advice is definitely to use this as a beautiful opportunity to explore yourself, to understand yourself better, to make mistakes with quotation marks, because we don't believe in mistakes here. Oh, wow, look at my little moss ball. It came back to life. Sorry to change the subject, but this has been in water overnight and we see some greenery in there. So I feel, sweets, I feel like that's you. I'm sorry to bring it in like really left-handed, but bring the life back into your life. Bring the fun back into your life. Over the next 3 months, if you've been feeling like you need to stretch your legs a little bit and, you know, go for a bit of a wander, let yourself do that. Consensually, if you have a partner, have that discussion, explain your frustrations, because I'm seeing that if you're in a relationship, there's a lot of support there. And if you're not, or if you don't want to bring this relationship into your next chapter, then communicate that too, please. Everything in this reading should be consensual. And then rely on those supportive people, that best friend or that sibling or that parent, to support you as you do this. It's very important that you feel safe doing this. So I do think that that support person is there as a safety measure as well. But I can see with fertility and enlightenment that this is a period of growth. This is a period of you feeling your way through life. Fertility is making me think of your sacral chakra. So we do need to do our little message of practicing safe sex, please, especially if this is casual. Look after your body, treat it as a temple, and don't accidentally walk away with an 18+ year commitment if that's not what you're looking for, let alone some things that won't leave you for the rest of your life, aka herpes. Please look after your physical health and your vessel. But fertility, in my intuitive interpretation, is coming through as your sacral chakra, group 2. This is looking like you allowing yourself the freedom to explore your passions, to explore your desires, and to really allow yourself to create through what your urges are telling you. And growing from that, growing from those experiences. Enlightenment is saying embrace the opportunities as a chance to stay present. Don't read between the lines, see it for what it is, take it for what it is, and keep making these moments for what they are as well. This is a beautiful opportunity to be present and to gain information from experiences as they happen. We don't need to make them out to be anything more than that, and we don't need to limit ourselves to only one of them either. It's very important that you do not restrict yourself over this period. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 2. I hope this was a helpful reading. I feel like I just became your auntie and gave you all this helpful advice about your body that was probably unsolicited, but please look after yourself. Thank you for your time and your energy. Let's have a quick look at what we're covering in your extended reading before I say goodbye for my group 2s. What do we need to talk about in their extended reading, Spirit? Spirit, what are we talking about in group 2's extended reading? We have the 3 of Wands. Sorry, let me just pack this up actually. 3 of Wands reversed. Oh, the King of Swords reversed. What else do we need to cover in group 2's extended reading? The 6 of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Cups. So, whoops, look at that. How are you supposed to see anything? That's a bit better. A little bit better. Yeah, okay. So if the first part of your reading did resonate, then you are more than welcome to join me in your extended. The first thing I want to cover is opportunities in love for you. I want to have a look with the Ace of Cups. Let me get my voice recorder out though, because I'm going to record this and play it back in your extended so I don't miss a beat. The first thing we need to talk about are your opportunities. What are your options in your love life? In detail, some of you definitely have more than 2. So we're needing to kind of have a look at the first thing that comes towards you, and then we're going to have a better look at what your how many options you actually have. We'll play it by ear because I don't want to take forever if there's a lot of people that you're seeing in the next 3 months, but we will have a look at what those options are. Now, outside of this, the Three of Wands came out as a time frame. So I think that we need to elaborate on time frames within the next 3 months as well, or your love life in general. Spirit's saying we can't confine this to the next 3 months. That's why the Three of Wands is reversed. So we need to have a look at the time frames on which these people come in which the transformation happens, and that long-term partner, what that looks like. We also need to look at what could be happening unexpectedly for you, because sometimes the Three of Wands reversed is a change in expectations. So what expectations are changing for you when it comes to your love life? Now, we also need to have, oh my gosh, surprises. No. Throw that in there too. What surprises are coming for you in your love life? That just came through intuitively. We have to cover that. With the King of Swords being here, we have to look at, okay, this is interesting. Somebody not making a decision. For some of you, this is a situationship. We have to have a look at somebody who hasn't been making any sort of action towards you. They've just been on your mind lately, and you're like, okay, so what do we do about this? We're not going in the direction that I want it to go. Take it as it resonates, but I think Spirit wants to give you more clarity around what this person's intentions are and what to expect from them so that you can get closure and move forward accordingly. For others of you, the King of Swords is reversed because we need to talk about what your next steps in your love life can be, how you can have those conversations with those key people, and what to look out for. But I do think that this is a situationship that just isn't moving forward, and you need to know what you need to do in order to move forward. So with the Six of Pentacles reversed, we're also going to have a look at how you can create more balance in your love life. This does feel like looking after your physical resources more than anything. So we do need to quickly look at your health and just see if there's anything Spirit wants you to know about your health. However, I can see the Six of Pentacles being more about transactions and making sure that you are engaging with people that give as much as they take. So this could be how to make sure that it's more balanced, more even, or how to make sure that you get more of what you want. So we'll get advice for that. I'm picking up a sexual energy about that too, how to make sure that you get more that you want. We will talk about it. I don't have to filter myself in the extended readings. That's why they're so good. But if you want to join me there, the link is in the description box. We will be playing that voice note back and making sure that we tick all of those boxes. That link in the description box will take you to my website where I host most of my extended readings. So make sure you click on the right one. You are group 2 of the How is Your Love Life Transforming readings. So make sure you click on that. If you're on a mobile device, you just need to swipe over and click on group 2 from the How is Your Love Life Transforming. If you're on a desktop or a laptop or even a tablet that has a desktop version, you can just use the search function and search for group 2. How is your love life transforming? It will come up. Thank you so much, Group 2, for your time, your energy, your support. It has been a pleasure to read for you. I wish you all the best. Look after your beautiful self, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye. And welcome to your reading. If you chose these beautiful black mushroom earrings with the faux crystals on them as well, then this is going to be your reading. You may have either chosen these earrings or the Incromancy tarot deck behind them. Now I'm going to pop your earrings over here just so they're out of the way. And let's get into your reading. So group 3, we're asking Spirit today, how is your love life transforming? The goal of this reading is to get some clear, honest messages about the changes that your love life is going through, what could be seen, what could be unseen, what could be conscious, what could be subconscious. So I'm going to shuffle your deck, but just like the other groups, I'm actually going to start with the Oracle cards. This is a beautiful deck. We're not going to let it go to waste. We will be coming back to it. But I want to get the Oracle cards to help get a better idea of the main themes in your love life. So Spirit, tune me into Group 3's energy. Please help me to offer them clear, honest messages about their love life. Group 3, now would be a wonderful time to get something to write with and to write on, to take notes with, essentially. And the hydration source, speaking of, I'm going to have another sip of water because I managed to get sick. I went on a little bestie vacay to see my best friend, and I came back with a little sinus infection. Are we surprised? Those that know me well know that I get sinus infections when I'm run down, so I'm not surprised, but I'm feeling a lot better. I just sound a little bit gross, so apologies for that, but enough about me. Let's get back to you. Group 3, please, Spirit. How is their love life transforming? How is Group 3's love life transforming? Oh, okay, we're going to take it. Fixed, reversed, okay. How is Group 3's love life transforming, please, Spirit? How is Group 3's love life transforming? We got the 10th house coming out. Okay. I do feel like you have a connection to another group. You guys are very different to my other 2 groups, but I am picking up on a connection here to another group. So maybe your love interest is more connected to one of the other groups and you're impacting each other's journeys right now. Is there anything else that my Group 3s need to know about how their love life is transforming, Spirit? Okay. The back of the deck, we have a 6. All right, where's my little crystals? So, Group 3. 6 is an interesting underlying theme for your love life. Your love life is transforming in a way where I feel like a commitment is deepening or some sort of long-term goal is becoming more obvious to you. It's like you're realizing that, you know what, this matters to me actually. This means a lot to me and I want this for a long time. I feel that either this is pertaining towards a pre-existing connection or this is some sort of goal that you have for yourself. And it's going to be more obvious than ever. This transformation, I feel, could be happening as we speak, but for others of you, it may take place over the immediate future. So when I look at the near future, I'm looking at 3 months. When I look at the immediate future, I'm looking at less than a month. So I do feel like within that sort of 1 month time frame, you're going to realize some sort of long-term goal that you have when it comes to your love life. And this goal seems to be specifically about making sure that you're setting yourself up for success, for something that is long-lasting, and for something that is worth committing to, that is worth giving your precious resources to, especially your loyalty and your time. Now, I do see with this 6 energy being here, the focus is reciprocity, but there's also this idea of having a well-balanced partner, a well-balanced person, someone who can complete you or give you the whole package. Now, I do feel that for a lot of you, part of you getting to this point is about working on yourself and making sure that you feel secure within yourself. I'm picking up on a lot, so let me just scrabble. Oh my gosh, I just lost my pen. Let me just scribble some stuff real quick because I'm actually picking up on a lot of messages. I'm hearing security. I'm hearing career. So finances could be very important to your love life right now. But I'm also picking up that this money thing is more about the overall picture. So you're thinking big, big. I'm hearing a lot of like long term. For some of you, this is a leveling up of a connection. But for others of you, this is you clearing stagnant, stale, and inconsistent behaviors that you are bringing in and that others bring towards you so that you can make room for this long-term big energy. I definitely feel like the overall goal is this transformation is about bringing in an ideal and making sure that you're recognizing when an ideal person comes along. So for my singles, you're going to be a lot more careful and you're going to be very aware of those ideal qualities. I feel like you have ideal qualities, but I could see how you want someone who's very loyal. You want someone you can trust. You want someone who is somewhat successful as an individual, but who has a lot to offer to you as a partner as well. You're probably wanting someone that you can have a special sort of connection with. I feel like for some of you, communication is important, but for others of you, you want someone who inspires you to think differently to how you think. I do feel like this is a group that is looking for someone who can help them continue to grow. You don't want someone that keeps you sort of stuck, but you do want something comfortable. So it's an interesting balance of like, with this fixed energy reversed, you want that security, but you don't want that confinement. I hope that makes sense. So how is your love life transforming? I definitely feel like in general, you are a group who is going to start to realize some of these deeper feelings that you have, especially with this full moon. I'm called to read from the deck for that card, but intuitively, the full moon brings a lot of repressed energy to the surface. The full moon can reveal things and offer clarity. It can shed light on some of the things that we have either been too distracted to pay attention to, or we've simply been able to ignore them previously. A full moon can stir up a lot of emotions. And I think that your love life is transforming to illuminate some of your emotions that you have towards your love life. I do see this being a specific love interest for you, and we're going to ask Spirit about that too, don't worry. In the next section, we'll be asking about your love interest, but right here, right now, key themes are a lot of feelings coming to the surface. I keep clearing my throat. Listen, we know that I'm recovering from some sort of sickness, but with the third house here, there seems to be some sort of communication that is important to you. And listen, the third house can be about a community as well. So when it's kind of flipped in its shadow like that, maybe your love life is transforming because you're cutting off some people who are a part of your bigger community. Instead of entertaining this and that and this and that, you're taking one person more seriously, or you're taking yourself more seriously, and you're removing certain things, changing your behaviors to ensure that you are more focused on this long-term plan. For some of you, this involves deleting certain dating apps that have not been contributing towards your ideal partner or attracting your ideal partner. For others of you, this is about seeking specific online resources like these apps to attract your ideal partner. So the goal here is it has to contribute towards your feelings about your long-term goals. And I do see the 10th house as you maybe even taking a hiatus period from your love life to focus more on your material world so that you can feel like you're bringing ideal qualities into your next commitment as well. There's a lot going on in this group, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're a mixed bag of fish in terms of some of you are in connection, some of you are single, some of you are in situationships, some of you could even be married with this 10th house energy, or you could just all be working towards that idea of a long-term sort of commitment that marriage can offer. Now, with this fixed energy being here reversed, I definitely get the vibe of wanting to let go. And it does feel like this has to do with not getting stuck in something, not getting stuck in a cycle, not getting stuck in a behavioral pattern, and making sure that you're not just holding on to something out of fear of not getting anything else better. So you're releasing yourself from that mindset, and you're acknowledging that first and foremost, you do deserve more, you deserve better, and you may have even found somebody who challenges that. Let's have a look. I need to start reading from the book apparently for these energies. I don't always do this, but for this reading for some reason, I have been reading a lot from the guidebook. Okay, so full moon. In the natal chart, those born with the moon 180 degrees from the sun, behind the sun, yeah. Oh my gosh, I should not have read that. My apologies. We're just looking for key terms. Fulfillment, release, manifestation, and letting go. So in light, the full moon offers us a way to find culmination and release from the previous cycle, letting us feel accomplished in our efforts, definitely. And that's why I believe we have the fixed energy reversed as well. That's actually what I was trying to find before I got distracted by the other book, because there's two books, would you believe? Okay. Foundation, security, and focus. So keep in mind this fixed energy is in shadow. So In shadow, they are stubborn, closed off, and overly focused on maintaining the status quo. So you could be dealing with someone that's like this, or you could have found that you yourself were like this, or you were subconsciously attracting people like this. There's definitely a theme here of recognizing that there is a closed off energy in your love life, and you do eventually need to find a way to let that go and to release that, whether it's you who's exhibiting this behavior or whether you have the subconscious energy of attracting these people into your life. It does feel like there's a turning point with this 10th house of acknowledging something more meaningful, and that it is time to start working towards something more meaningful and releasing this sort of stubbornness, this closed off energy, this energy of lack, if I'm honest with you. So what else do we need to do? We need to have a look at the 10th house. So I believe the 10th house is over here. I could be wrong. Am I? Oh no, here we go. My bad. Okay. I'm hearing, I was just listening to it this morning actually. Who sings it though? Is it Lila Ike? Maybe. I can't play it on YouTube. We have a lot of fun in the extendeds and I can play music for y'all and everything. But Solitude. It's Solitude by Lila Ike. I do play it. Okay, I can't play it on YouTube because they will copyright me, but this is the vibe for you at the start of your transformation. Peace of mind, that's all I seek to find. I ain't in the mood. I need some solitude. Oh, she is so cute. But anyway, it's this energy of like, you know what? Don't bother me. Don't bother me. We have vocation here, house 10. Okay. This is the house of reputation. So key terms: will unto the public, institutions, archetype of the father, commerce, discipline, career, ambition, self in relation to public, institutional image of the self, definition of self in terms of vocation, greater responsibility as an expert, self-mastery. So a question with this card is, when you close your eyes and envision yourself as fully arrived in terms of your public image, what do you see? I do feel like you're a bit more aware of your of how you're being treated and of how you're treating yourself, of what you're allowing to happen to you and of how you're allowing things to unfold. So there seems to be a concern about reputation here, and if it's not you, then you're definitely worried about accidentally getting associated with the wrong people or not representing yourself well enough with the choices that you're making in your love life. I do still see my 10th house as this idea of progression and taking yourself really seriously because of its Saturn influences. But I can see how, from the guidebooks interpretation, this is very much about how others perceive you and you wanting to be taken as someone that is of high quality, of high stature. Let's have a look at this third house energy. Oh, my nose. Let's have a look at this third house. Is that not the right one? No, it's not. Look out. A little bit of a mess at the moment. Sorry, group 3. You're not getting the best of me, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, we love the third house. We love the third house, but in your energy, it is flipped. So, yeah. Key words for the third house is oh my gosh. I don't want to over-intellectualize things, but that's what the third house is. The primordial symbolic order, poetic thought, primal intellect, semiotics, I should say, logos, signs, natural symbols, ordering, use of hands, walking, curiosity. So the thing about the third house is it introduces new ideas, it introduces curiosity, it offers us intellect, and it offers us understanding through curious sort of pathways that we start to form in our mind. Communication is very important in the third house, as this can stimulate that sort of activity within our brains, but it can also be about feeling comfortable and safe enough in communicating what we have got going on in our mind. So sometimes this can look like us learning through peers and gaining information and communication through peers and through people within a set community. But other times this is about us really connecting with our ideas and finding ways to develop those ideas. So In terms of your reading, especially with it in shadow, I feel like what we're having to contend with is the fact that we're having to release a certain idea, and we're having to change the way that we see our love life in order to honor ourselves, our reputation, our image, but also what it is that we want to work towards. Your love life seems to be very important in terms of making sure that you aren't accidentally sacrificing what is of high value to you to someone who seems very temporary. So you might be dealing with someone in the next 3 months that shows you this through their own behavior. At first, they could feel like someone who is very transient or isn't here to cause much harm. And then you very quickly realize that actually this person is teaching you a lot about yourself, for better or for worse, sweet soul. It's a karmic lesson of taking yourself more seriously, of honoring your own reputation, and of recognizing what is important to you. You may not think that you care about your reputation at all. You may go, you know what, I don't care what people think of me. But this seems to hit different. This seems to impact the way that the people that matter to you see you. And so that's making you think things differently. Do I really want to be perceived like this? Do I really want to be treated like this? And do I really want to feel like this about myself? So that's what I'm seeing. Let's have a look at your love interest now. I see one key person, but I wouldn't be surprised if you do meet other people, group 3. Especially if you are going out a lot and meeting a lot of people, like that's going to happen. But I just feel like there's one very meaningful, almost karmic situation with a person that teaches you a lot about yourself. And I'm not using karmic in a negative way, sweet soul. It's a way to describe energy and the lessons that that energy can teach us. So Spirit, with group 3, who is their primary love interest in the immediate future? So in the next month, who is group 3's primary love interest? Okay, we have the moon. So this is a very feminine energy. Could be a very emotional energy, or someone who has a lot of mystery around them. So therefore we feel emotionally stirred. Aries, passionate, exciting, fun, fiery energy. I'm seeing a big focus on your sexual energy here, feminine coming out again. Technically this is different actually, but the moon's energy is very feminine. One more card. How would you describe group 3's love interest, Spirit? Primary love interest. We have mutable. So this person does not... Oh, well, see, that's the thing. I don't think that you get a good first impression of them, in that you don't get a good understanding of them based off of your first impression. One tells me that they're quite a significant person. They could be a very new person for you, group 3. They could be someone you haven't really had anything with seriously before. For most of you, they are on the cusp, if not already in your life. So there's this energy of them being around you. We'll have a look at how the two of you meet, but there's a lot of mystery around this person. They may be someone that you're admiring from a distance, because I'm seeing a lot of mystery. You're very attracted to the allure of this person's energy. Mutable reversed is interesting though. It's like you don't have the big picture, and so you're just going off of what you do know, and that's not enough. Mutable can sometimes look like somebody who kind of flows. They don't really stick. They just go wherever the energy takes them. This love interest could feel like they're just out of reach in the next month. Like they're close, but they're not really close. They're just out of reach. But for a lot of you, it's a reflection of the fact that you don't really know much about this person. And the next month could feel frustrating because you don't really know where you stand with them. It's interesting because I'm picking up on one side of this person that's very mysterious, and there's a lot of attraction in that. There's a lot of room for daydreaming and fantasizing. But on the other side, with Aries being here, I can see that there's a lot of passion, and this person is coming across as quite cardinal. So they come across as a leader, as someone that instigates, and as someone that leaves a very strong impression. even if it's not their true character, once you've met them, I should say, you're left with a very strong impression of them. Even though you don't know a lot, and even though you may not have learned who they truly are, they've left a very strong impression with you, group 3. 1 is interesting too, because it's like something coming full circle. This person really stands out to you. They might come across as very independent, very accomplished, very put together. They could be the one that you think has the whole package, but they're just out of reach. And so that's probably why you're trying to stay open to other possibilities, because you're like, if this is my person, why is it so hard to get close to them? This is interesting. I could see how it's easy to become obsessed with this type of energy, because they are very attractive to you. And then there's that mystery that makes you want to keep guessing. I feel like this person isn't, what's the best word for it? Isn't afraid to stand up for themselves, with Aries being here. I'm getting like a black wall, like I just can't see beyond that. So in the next month, it could feel very frustrating for you. I don't see you at this point in time that you're looking at this reading, getting to know this person deeper, but you're very attracted to what you do know. Why is it so tricky to get beyond that, Spirit? Why can't we pick up on much else? 7th house. Is this person in another relationship? Are you in another relationship? 6th house. 6 and 7. Reciprocity, balance. Okay, I'm going to throw some scenarios out there. This is somebody who seems to be working on something that could take them away from you. Another commitment, another partnership, another contract. I do think with the 6th house being here, it's hard to get to know this person because you both may be committed to other things. It could just be work. It could be completely different relationships. But this is a frustrating love interest to have, because I apologize, I need to wipe my nose again. I know, it's so annoying, and it does show up on the microphone. So I will do my best to scrub that audio for you. But it's so frustrating because it's like you're feeling the same about each other. Can I say that? Like, you're not delusional. You're picking up on their vibe. They're giving you a vibe, group 3. They're saying, hey, I'm interested. And they're actually playing into that fantasy a little bit. They're playing into the fact that you can't learn everything about each other. And that's what's attractive to them about you as well. They like to be chased to this type of person. And I think that when the time is right, they like to chase as well. They like that. They like the excitement of the early stages of a relationship with Aries here. Those early stages of showing interest and of being chased or chasing. I do feel like with this feminine energy, they're used to things coming to them. They're used to just sort of sitting back, being a bit more passive, and having that mystery to play with. This is somebody who could be focused more on their healing, or they could be focused more on just letting things come to them in general. I definitely can see how this is somebody who's pretends to be a little bit more reserved, but there's a side to them that also loves to be in control. So they don't like to relinquish that. And I think that by sitting back, they have a lot of power. So they're not necessarily manipulative, but they know how to manipulate, if that makes sense. And I feel like they do this for themselves, but it just feels like they're holding back. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're holding back. So this 6th house energy, they could be just more focused on making sure that they're not overdoing things. They could be someone who, listen, they're so mysterious to you because they give what they receive. And if they're not receiving a lot, they won't overextend. They're very focused on balance. They're very focused on reciprocity. And they're very focused on making sure that, yes, I'm a generous person, I'm a good person, but I'm not going to do charity work with this 7th house energy. I'm not going to overextend myself because I have a habit of doing that. This is somebody who has a habit of accidentally doing charity work in their relationships. And so they have to rein themselves in and be careful about how much they give, how much generosity they offer. So they are intentionally making sure that things are balanced and fair and equal. So frustrating. Okay, let me pack this up. Actually, no, let's use your other deck. Let's give this deck a little break. And let's use the tarot deck. I'm just going to lay the cards on top. I know that that's going to look aesthetically frustrating, but I need that energy to stay there. Because tarot is going to give us more information. So for my group 3s, how do they meet this person? We have the Empress. We have the Fool reversed. We have the Two of Pentacles. How does group 3 meet this person? Oh my gosh. We have the Three of Cups. Did somebody say a boozy night out? Okay. At the back of the deck is the Page of Coins. The Strength card. I feel like this person may be bold. Someone feels very bold. Someone is like, you know what? Fuck it. Sorry for swearing on YouTube. Why am I apologizing? It's not like YouTube actually listens to me, but yeah. Someone's feeling bold. Someone's feeling courageous. Someone's like, you know what? I'm in my energy. I want to do this. I am looking good. I am feeling good. I can do this. How do you guys meet? It's likely that you meet in a public place. It's likely that you see each other out and about. With the Strength card, you're both pretty well presented, especially with the Empress being here. I'm seeing like a lot of, like you're wearing your best clothes, right? You've done your hair in the best way. You're looking good. I'm hearing you're looking Insta-worthy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's very much a I look good, I feel good, I smell good sort of setting, okay? Could be during the day, doesn't have to be though. There seems to be alcohol involved for some of you with the Three of Cups being here. That's my casual drinking card. That is also my I'm in a group setting card. So you're out, there's a lot of people around. With the Fool card reversed, maybe this wasn't your first plan. Maybe this was your backup option. You were like, you know what, I had other things to do tonight, but I'm going to do this instead. And I do think that the person who's used to having to instigate things isn't the one who does in this situation. So if you're the one that usually approaches your love interests, then this is the person, your love interest is the one that approaches you. If you're used to people coming up to you, then you're the one that's actually going to approach them. But you recognize each other. There's a physical attraction from the beginning. And someone's feeling extra bold, extra courageous. They feel like they have nothing to lose, so they go for it. With the Two of Pentacles, I believe there is a little back and forth. I don't think it takes too long to realize that you get along pretty well. There's some laughing. There's some, emotional sort of connection. I also think that one of you may buy drinks for the other, but I'm seeing with the Two of Pentacles here that you don't have a lot of time. You meet this person when you feel like you don't have a lot of time. Like I just have to make it work with the situation that I'm in. So what I'm seeing my group 3s is ultimately running out of time, trying to make something work. You're also meeting this person in a situation that feels like it wasn't your first idea, but you're making it work. That Two of Pentacles is a juggling of resources, and it almost feels like you're either trying to manage your time or you're trying to manage the fact that you're a busy person and you've got this, and that to do. I do think that You may have been in a situation where you were supposed to meet somebody else and instead you ended up meeting this person. If this is during the daytime, it does feel like you're trying to figure out how to make more time for this person. If this is at nighttime, you feel a deadline here. You feel like you've only got a few hours to sort of make something happen. I definitely see the Three of Cups being that there is an emotional connection from the beginning. This is somebody that I think you could easily get along with. There's laughter, there's a connection, there's smiling. They're a very happy person. And I think that if alcohol is involved, then time goes very quickly with this person. But with the Fool card reversed, you definitely meet them in a setting in which you feel like you didn't get everything out of it. It's almost like there was a feeling that a mistake was made or that you didn't get to take things further. So it could have been that this was a case of you met them and then things did not progress immediately, or with the Page of Coins reversed, potential was not really unleashed in that first meeting. It's likely that Two of Pentacles could even talk about meeting them in a situation where they're restricted. So maybe you met them at their workplace or at their sort of stomping grounds where they had to feel like they had to hold back from you, which is relevant to the cards. I'm not going to lie, this person is holding back from you. They're excited by you, but there is this energy of which they're becoming observant of you from the beginning. So I can see with the Page of Coins at the back of the deck that you don't get a full image of this person when you first meet them. You don't get to see them for who they truly are. Is there anything else they need to know? Ten of Swords. You guys could even feel like there were a lot of things left unsaid. You could feel like this love interest kind of ended up leaving you high and dry. That first meeting could leave one of you feeling like things have culminated before they've even begun, or like there was a betrayal here. I wouldn't go that far, but it feels like there could have been like an abrupt or harsh ending between the two of you. Is there anything else you can tell them about how they meet? Any other clear information? The Emperor reverse, yeah, it was not a part of the plan and it could have been handled better. Risks outweighed the reward, so somebody could have pulled back. I do see the Emperor reversed as somebody not wanting to take accountability or responsibility either, and so things could have just hung in the air for a little bit. You met this person secondarily. I don't think that you were seeking their energy, but once you were around them, they were hard to ignore with the Empress and Strength card coming out. I also feel like there was desire to see them again, but I don't actually see plans being made. I see us almost just embracing that present moment, having fun in that present moment, and then things ending up in the air afterwards. Let me just pack these cards up, and I want to have a look at what tarot can tell us about how your love life is transforming with this person in mind. How is Group 3's love life transforming? Spirit. We're going to do an extended reading too, where we can probably get more information about that person, but I will get you a little bit more in this reading just for the sake of continuance and good storytelling, because that's a really frustrating way to just leave things. Okay, first card coming out is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, we also have that Fool card coming out again. How is Group 3's love life transforming? I'm hearing I'm not a fool. Oh, but I'm also hearing I'm a Fool for You by Snow Allegra. King of Pentacles is reversed. These attractive people. Sorry, beauty is objective, but the Chariot. 7's very significant for you, the number 7. You could be seeing 777, or you could be seeing things like 3434, right? Things that add up to 7, like 52 or 34, or even like 2221, things like that add up to 7. But anyway, don't go out here counting everything and looking for signs everywhere. We don't want you to feel crazy. But I do need to clarify these cards, so let me do that real quick. Spirit, how is Group 3's love life transforming with the Seven of Pentacles? With the Fool card, please. With the King of Pentacles. And with the Chariot. That Peace of Mind song is so true in my head. Are we taking this? Okay, Two of Cups. Let's move you over a little bit more so that you can all fit in. Okay. I really want to see how this love interest perceives you, because why are they holding back? Like, is one of you in another connection, or is there just this other understanding of like, listen, I've got other shit going on in my life? So listen, okay, let me just step back and have a look at this. Holy, you've got a king, you've got a queen, you've got a lot of major arcana. You've got my Two of Cups, the card of compromise, companionship, recognizing duality, feeling like you have to see somebody for who they are. So this is what's interesting about your love life, is you may have attracted a love interest who feels like they weren't ready for you, or you weren't ready for them. And because of that, there is a feeling here of holding back and of waiting to see where things progress based on how much the other person is willing to give. Because you seem to have somebody who is very aware of the fact that if something is going to happen, it's going to happen because somebody wants it to. With this Queen of Swords being here, there's a lot of observing going on. There's a lot of, I'm waiting for you and I'm waiting to see what happens. And I do see my Queen of Swords as like a chess player, someone who not only has their eye on the game, but their opponent, someone who's trying to be like 10 steps ahead, 10 moves ahead. And with that Queen of Swords being reversed, there could be communication issues, or the fact that you're just having to do a lot of guessing and waiting, and you're having to like overanalyze the limited information that you have, which could be causing more issues when it comes to what is real and what isn't. Now, I'm not going to throw that word out there because I don't feel like you guys are being delusional. What I think is a better word for you is intuitive. Like, you're literally having to go 1 + 1 = 2, but does X = 7? Like, you're having to do algebra here. You're having to really, like, this isn't simple maths. This is calculus. This is us dealing with sine, cos, tan, and then algebra on top of that in that equation. So it just feels like with the Seven of Pentacles and the Magician card here, I definitely think that your love life is transforming to show you how precious your energy is at first and foremost, how valuable your time is, and how important progress is to you, of moving forward and what that looks like for you. We're not going to repeat patterns in our love life. Heck no. We're not going to just keep dating the same kind of person even though they leave us in the same way. We're going to start exploring new things because we deserve to make progress in our love life. And this newness takes you to a love interest who's very exciting, very passionate, but ultimately a huge mystery for you. There is this feeling here of taking more power back in your love life with the Magician, of feeling like you're more in control, of feeling like you have more responsibility as well, but ultimately you decide what happens. You decide what happens with the Magician card here. Our Seven of Pentacles means you're not in a rush. You're looking for quality over quantity. You're not in a rush to make something happen, because if it is meaningful and if it is meant for you, it is going to happen for you. You're taking one step forward at a time, and each step is intentional, is meaningful, and is very carefully thought out. Outside of that, you could be dealing with somebody who feels like they are slipping through your fingers. With the Fool card reversed and the Four of Cups reversed, you feel like you're missing out, like you're on an opportunity. You're running out of time, but you don't want to look foolish. You don't want to make a mistake either. And so you're having to do something that feels very risky, but you also are having to, with the Four of Cups reversed, contend with the idea of, if I do something, I could get rejected. If I don't do something, I could get rejected. So you're weighing this up. Ultimately, I think with the King of Pentacles reversed and Justice reversed, you will wait until you get a very strong sign that inaction is leading to an unfavorable outcome. You're going to wait until you think that the signs are pointing to the fact that like that was not the right thing to do. It's like you're waiting for some sort of separation, or you're waiting for the obvious answer to come through. As much as you feel like I'm not getting what I need right now, you're not ready enough initially to take action until you get a more obvious sign. The other thing that I'm picking up on with the Four of Cups reversed and the Fool card upright is you could go for the easier option instead of the riskier option at first. You could be like, you know what, I'm making good progress. Things are in my control. And then you meet someone, but there's a lot of risk. And you're like, you know what, I'm not ready for that risk yet. If you're in a relationship, you could be trying to just take things slowly until you're given the obvious sign that it is time to start taking action more meaningfully. You could be floundering a little bit in your love life, group 3. Just sort of, what's that word when you're in water? Treading water, and just sort of waiting for a sign of when to bust out the freestyle strokes. You know what I mean? Especially with the King of Pentacles reversed, it's like you need to be shown that now is the time to show the best side of you. You're not going to waste that energy on something that doesn't deserve that energy. I definitely think you're going to end up dealing with somebody in the midterm, or in a situation in the midterm that is a huge misrepresentation. If you're casually dating, this will be somebody who feels like they've just wasted a lot of your time, and they've retaught you a lesson about being a bit more aware of the right things, and eventually you're going to have to let go of a pattern of behavior or a connection who seems to really take advantage of the fact that you have ideal qualities, but they're not ready for like feeding into that energy, if that makes sense. It's like, I want to hire the Ferrari, but I'm not going to service it, right? I'm just going to drive it and go 200 Ks on the motorway, but I'm not going to service it afterwards. I'm not going to check the oil. I'm not even going to fuel up. I'm just going to run it dry. And that's what this feels like. Either that's a behavior or that's a person. And with the Justice card reversed, you're going to feel like you ultimately were delivered an unfair outcome. You're going to feel like this situation is clearly showing you that you have underestimated your potential and that you have been somewhat taken advantage of. I see you needing to be a bit more selfish and even removing yourself from situations where people are treating you that way, or where you are connecting with people who only want to treat you that way. Now, eventually, that little hiatus of self-worth and being able to recognize your value and putting yourself in the position to be a high-value person who is allowed to date high-value people or connect with high-value outcomes, you're going to get into this energy over here, which is a lot more confident. This energy is about taking action, being determined, and moving with our heart, if that makes sense. It's this idea of taking action out of meaning, feeling emotionally invested in what you're doing and in who you're moving towards. This Two of Cups is about compromise. So listen, we feel like we found a winner here, a partner, somebody who definitely seems to be that ideal that we were looking for, right? That we were wanting to move towards, and we had to release some things and work on some things to get there. We had to realize some things to get there. But once we're there, we're going to want to move very quickly. Now, I see all of this unfolding within a 3-month period. In the immediate month, you're working on your confidence. You're working on taking things slowly and being very careful about not looking foolish, not making mistakes, playing it safe until there's an obvious sign of now is the time where you're going to miss out forever. I definitely feel like you could be initially dealing with more than one person and you're trying to juggle, well, what do I do here? You could be dealing with more than one commitment. Well, I have this person in my life, but I also have this amazing opportunity in my career to advance myself. So what do I do? You're going to choose what works best for you and what sits right for you in your heart, group 3. You're going to decide that, you know what? Right now, my love life is transforming to give me what I deserve because I'm a high value person and I do not waste my time on people who don't see me as a high value person. I invest energy into people that are balanced and people who can give as much as I give, who can see me as a partner, and I will be open to compromise, but ultimately that has to be for the right person. So for some of you, that could look like you choosing yourself for a little bit. But if you find somebody who does tick a lot of those boxes, and you're comparing them to somebody who has taken advantage of you and not really given you as much, let alone ticked the boxes, you're going to be sacrificing that connection for the ideal. That's what this feels like. So we're covering a lot of scenarios, a lot of hypotheticals, a lot of situations, but I hope that the key themes have made sense for you. My group threes, it's a very interesting progression of being able to realize something, of gaining confidence amidst that realization, and then secondarily going, you know what, I'm not actually quite ready yet. This is a very mysterious, alluring, attractive person, but I just need to play it safe first, and then realizing that shit, I'm actually losing something that I really want. Now maybe I should think about taking action. Now maybe that I feel more confident and I have had the time to really think about what I want and what I bring to the table. Now I really want to move towards this. So let's get some closing advice for you before we have a look at your extended reading. Group 3, please, Spirit, what advice do you have for them as their love life transforms over the next 3 months? In the immediate future, I definitely think you're going to realize, and again, immediate future is the next month. You're going to realize how you feel, right? You're going to realize that you have some stronger feelings, and you're going to realize more about what you want and more about the legacy or the reputation you want to have or what you want to build towards. The card that has come out for you is the Hollyhock Ambition card. We don't have this flower, I don't believe. It looks kind of like a hibiscus, a saltwater hibiscus, but I don't think we have this flower in Australia. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I would love to see this flower in real life. But in terms of advice, my group threes, this card is definitely saying that it is natural for you to progress in life. And you have reached a point in your journey where things do need to start to change. It doesn't all have to happen overnight. You don't have to go from this to that and make it a very harsh and fast change. But I do think that you are progressing. So give yourself the dignity to move forward. With ambition here, your advice is to set your sights higher. You guys have been settling for lesser because you thought that that's all that you deserved right now. I do think that some of you think that by setting your sights higher, you could be taking on more than you can chew. But the truth is you have eclipsed your version of partnership right now. You deserve your ideal. You deserve your dream boat. You deserve that one who is literally teasing you with a happy and successful future. And I do think that this hollyhock is overall just reminding you that a big part of us not feeling like we're receiving what we deserve is because we subconsciously or consciously are telling ourselves that we don't deserve it and that those things can't happen to us. So please don't stand in your own way and make sure that your actions align with your intentions. I definitely can see, again, how you are clearing that stagnant, inconsistent, and stale behavior and energy. You're leveling up and you are attracting something more meaningful in the next 3 months. But a lot of those transformations are happening now and in the immediate future over the next 4 weeks. So let them take hold. Let them show you what you need to learn about yourself and about the people around you so that you can release what is standing in your way and start to work on what you deserve. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for you. Let's have a look at your extended reading, shall we? I'm not going to lie, I have questions too. I have a lot of questions for you, actually, so I'm not even going to shuffle. I'm just going to ask Spirit a bunch of questions. If the first part of your reading did resonate, we're going to be jumping into your extended on my website. The link is in the description box. It is a paid reading. That's why they're extended readings. It's a great way to support the channel, but it is a more clear way of getting messages because less people watch the readings as well. So I'm going to record this part of your reading on my phone and we'll play it back in your extended so that I don't miss a beat. But for you, my group threes, we really need to have a look at your primary love interest. What are their blocks? Why are they being so mysterious? What are their desires and their intentions towards you? Maybe let's just have a look at what do they want in love and what is the outcome of your connection. I do want to get advice for you on your love life in general. Who is your ideal partner and what should you be looking out for in terms of finding the right person? I don't think you're confused once the right person comes into your life. I just think that you're a little confronted because there are challenges on your side. So any advice on how to work through those challenges, I think would be in your best interest. I also want to have a look at, do you have any unexpected surprises coming to you in your love life? And what actions should you be taking in the next month when it comes to your love life? Let me just double check to see if Spirit wants me to cover anything else for my group 3s. Is there anything else they need to know? Ace of Swords reversed. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is very obvious. We also need to talk about, with this 10 of Wands, what should you be letting go of and what should you be immediately surrendering or releasing. That card is talking about taking on too much responsibility and needing to let go. You are not responsible for other people. So what does that look like? How does de-stressing and finally regulating look like for you? And the Ace of Swords reversed is mistakes. We need to address a mistake that was made. Is this a true mistake? Can we recover from this? What is this mistake? And ultimately, how can we make sure that we don't make any more mistakes? That will resonate for a very key few of you. So if that sounds helpful or interesting or insightful, and especially if the first part of your reading did resonate, the link to your extended reading will be in the description box. Like I said, it takes you to my website. Group 3, I host a lot of my extended readings on my website now. So please make sure that you click on the right reading before you purchase it. You are group 3 of the How is Your Love Life Transforming reading. So if you're on a mobile device, swipe across until you find your group and then click on it. Double check before you pay anything, please. If you're on a desktop or a computer, you will be able to search for your reading, so that could be more helpful. Otherwise, just scroll down until you find your reading, click on it, and make sure that you've got the right reading before you purchase it. Thank you so much, Group 3, for all of your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube. I hope this reading was helpful for you. We did cover a lot. It was very... there was a lot to decipher for me, so I do hope that you're able to take notes to help it make more sense for you, and I hope that it did resonate in the right ways and that it did find you at the right time. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Bye!